Hello everyone. Let us continue with the few more problems on finding inverse Z transforms. Okay. This is the given question. Find the inverse Z transform for x of z is given by this ratio of numerator and denominator. ROC condition given. ROC is less than half. Okay. Now, if you observe both numerator and denominator, both powers are equal. They are no doubt they are positive powers. Both powers are equal. uh, so what we this means that we have to go for the second condition. Okay. First condition is if numerator is less than the denominator power, then we have to go for partial fractions. But however, this is the second condition, that is equal or greater numerator power. So we have to go for second condition, we have to go for long division and then apply the partial fractions. Just to make the powers unequal, we go for long division method. Now, before going further, before going for long division, what we will do, given x of z, we will try to represent in a familiar form. Till now, what all problems we have solved, all were in negative powers of z. But here it is positive power. So, let us try to keep this x of z in a known form. Okay, z inverse form. It is easy for us to apply the inverse in future. Okay. Now, to just make it in z inverse form, take z raised to 3 common in both numerator and denominator. If you take that, what will be left in the numerator? So, z cube is common, 1 plus. If you take z cube common, here there is z square. So, 1 z is missing. That's why you divide that z square divided by z cube, because z cube you are taking it common. If you take can just multiply these two, you will again get back this z square. So just divide it by z cube. Here also divide by z cube, divide by z cube, because you are taking z cube common and these terms are not having z cube. So just for simplification, divide all the terms by z cube. You will be left with here 1 by z, that is z inverse. Here 1 by z square, that is z raised to minus 2. Here 1 by z cube, that is z raised to minus 3, and these coefficients as it is. This is about the numerator. Similarly for denominator, take z cube common. First term will be z cube by z cube 1 plus 3 by 2. Z square is there, so divide by z3 will become z raised to minus 1. Here also this term divide by z cube, z raised to minus 2. So now the known format we got, z negative powers. And numerator power, of course, it is greater than the denominator here. Here it were equal, they were equal. Here it is numerator is greater. Again the second condition only applies. Okay. Now moving further, applying long division method. How to apply the long division method? We know that if we have x by y, okay, if we have the ratio x divided by, I hope it is visible to you. If we have the ratio x by y, how will you write? In this form, just dividing. So here also this is your denominator, this is your numerator. I have written in that form. Now if you observe, the first term inside here, this is half z raised to minus 3, and here it is half z raised to minus 2. So what is missing term? If you just observe, only z raised to minus 1 is missing to make both equal. Okay, it is just like half z raised to minus 2 into what value you get half raised to half z raised to minus 3. So here one z inverse is missing. If you put that, both will become equal. So multiply this complete denominator part, this complete polynomial, by z inverse. If you multiply, see here, just multiply all the three terms with z inverse, what you will get? The first term will be z inverse into this half z raised to minus 3, then z inverse into this 3 by 2 z raised to minus 2 plus z inverse. Okay, then change the signs, subtract. These three terms gets cancelled out directly, only you are left with 1. Now how to write your new x of z. After long division, your x of z will be the quotient value, put it, plus the remainder value at the numerator divided by denominator is as it is. Denominator, if you check, whatever this is there, the same thing we have written. Okay. And one more thing I forgot, when we take this x by y in this division form, if you just observe the order, here it is 1 is first and highest power is at the last. But inside, if you check, highest power is first and then 1. So order is reversed in both the cases. So remember, when we go for long division method, whatever order is there, just please change it from higher order to lower order, higher to lower. Okay. Then coming to your new x of z, it will be quotient plus whatever remainder you get. Here in this case it is 1 divided by 1 plus this whatever denominator is there, the same thing. Now after this, if you just observe both numerator and denominator, numerator has no z power. So obviously the z raised to 0, if you assume, numerator power is less than the denominator. So now for this part we can apply the partial fractions. So let us see how partial fraction we can apply. Before that, denominator should be factorized. For that I have taken this denominator, just to take the LCM, and I have denoted z as z raised to minus 1 as a for my simplicity, just to make it in a known form, x, a, m, whatever. Okay. Then just factorize it. Okay. So if you multiply, it should be 2. If you add, it should become 3. So 2 into 1. Then you will get 2 brackets, a plus 2 and a plus 1. As we want 1 plus something form, here it is 2. So take 2 common. So 1 plus a by 2, and the second term I have kept it as it is. Then 2 gets cancelled. 1 plus a. What is a? It is z raised to minus 1. Similarly, 1 plus z raised to minus 1. Here it is 1 by 2. Okay, those 2 brackets. So what is your x of z? Z inverse plus 1 divided by denominator which we have factorized in 2 factors. Okay, 2 brackets we have got just now. The same thing. Now out of this, only for this part let us apply the partial fractions. We will not touch this part. Only for this part we will try to apply the partial fractions. So this is your x of z. Partial fraction only for this, a by 1 bracket plus b by 1 more bracket. Then so what is your this x of z, this part, that is equal to a by plus b by. Then to make LHS only numerator, just you have to cancel out the denominator, multiply both sides by these 2 brackets. So if you multiply here, both terms will cancel. You will be left with only numerator part, equal to a. This part will go out of these 2 brackets. This gets cancelled. Only you are left with other bracket. So a into that bracket plus b into, this will go out of these 2. This will be left out. So b into that part. So this is your equation. As we have single equation and 2 unknowns, so what we need to do? We have to substitute and make any one variable 0 to find the other. So for first case, I have substituted z inverse as minus 1. If I substitute z inverse as minus 1, b will go 0. So 1 is equal to a into 1 plus half into minus 1. And if you simplify this, you will get a equal to 2. Similarly, substitute z inverse as minus 2. If you substitute here it as minus 2, 2 gets cancelled, 1 minus 1, a will go 0. So 1 is equal to b into 1 minus 2. If you simplify b, you will get minus 1. So a and b values if you get, substitute them, you will get x of z, 3 values. Okay, 3 z inverse plus 1 plus 1. Okay, 3 values we got. So this is the application of partial fractions. Now we have to go for inverse z transform. Let us just recall, the question has the ROC less than half. So less in the sense ROC is inside the circle. So inside the circle means the sequence is left handed, minus u minus n minus 1 type. Okay, so according to that, if we substitute, if we go for inverse Z transform, first let us go for the second, then I'll come to the first. Second will be 2 into and 1 by 1 plus Z inverse. This is nothing but 1 by 1 plus 1 into Z inverse. Okay, alpha into Z inverse. Alpha is 1, so 1 raised to n is 1 only. And sorry, it is not plus, it is minus, 1 minus. So minus of minus, we will get plus. So 1 by 1 minus minus Z inverse. So it is alpha is minus 1 raised to n. That's what I have put, minus 1 raised to n. And as ROC is inside the circle, left handed side, u of minus n minus 1 and minus, because for left handed signal, your signal, the x of n, the sequence is minus alpha raised to n u of minus n minus 1. So minus sign is there in the formula, so minus u of minus n minus 1, 2 is kept as it is, and alpha is minus 1 raised to n. Similarly, applying the third, for the third bracket, here it is already minus. If you take left handed side minus one more sign, these both will become plus. So I have put it plus. And what is alpha? This can be written as 1 by 1 minus half Z inverse. So alpha is minus 1 by 2. That's why alpha is written minus 1 by 2 raised to n, u of minus n minus 1. Remember why these are u of minus n minus 1? Minus of, because the sequence is ROC is less, so sequence is left hand sided. So these two parts are over. Now coming to this part, if you remember in the Z transforms, while dealing the last sheet, I had shown you a table where list of Z transforms were there and their input sequences. For that, if you just go through that table, Z raised to minus k, that Z transform is given by delta of n minus k. Okay, in general, if it is Z raised to 0, it is delta of n. This we have solved in the, I think this was the homework for you people. 1, you got x of z is equal to 1. During that, ROC was the entire plane, so it is z raised to n. Similarly, if it is z raised to minus 1, it is alpha delta of delta of n minus 1. And similarly, in general, if you write z raised to minus k, it is delta of n minus k. So this is your input sequence. So what is here? The power z raised to minus 1. Hence you get delta of n minus 1. So I hope this problem is clear to you. So let us move to one more problem of similar kind. If you just observe here, it is direct question. Numerator power is less than the denominator. ROC is greater than half. So directly apply the partial fraction. Um, Denominator, please factorize it. If you factorize, I have taken the LCM. Remember here 4 and 8 are there, so LCM is 8. Accordingly you take the LCM. So this will be what? 8 into 1, then 3 into 2, then 8 into 1. So accordingly we'll solve this. You will get this, then multiply, you should get 8. If you add, you should get 6. So 4 plus 2 and 4 into 2. And if you solve this, you will get a plus 4, a plus 2. And as we want 1 plus form, so take 4 common and take 2 common. So you will be left with 1 plus a by 4, then 1 plus a by 2, then 4, 2 and 8 gets cancelled. So you will be left with these two brackets. So after we factorize the denominator, let us go to the partial fractions. A by 1 bracket plus b by 1 more bracket. So just to make LHS only equal to numerator part, denominator should go. So just discard this, multiply both sides by this value, so that you are left with only this part, numerator part. Then a into this bracket will go, this will remain, plus b into this will go, this will remain. And As we have single equation, substitute Z inverse values. I have substituted Z inverse one time as -2, so that this will go. You will get B as 4. And next time I have substituted Z inverse as -4, so that this will go 0. Okay, then you will get A as -3. Once I substitute both, I have got this -3 and +4, two brackets as it is. Now, given the condition ROC is greater than half, it means greater means outside the circle. So, the sequence x of n is right hand sided. So, taking the inverse Z transform, -3 and +4, I have kept it as it is, and it is right handed signal, multiply by u of n. And since it is plus 1 by 4, how you can write it? 1 by 1 minus of -1 by 4 Z inverse. Similarly, 1 by 1 minus of -1 by 2 Z inverse, because minus into minus becomes plus. So accordingly, alpha values are -1 by 4 and -1 by 2. So alpha raised to n, u of n, alpha raised to n, u of n. So this is your one more problem. I hope you understood these two problems. Let us move to one more typical problem in this Z transforms, inverse Z transforms, wherein applying of partial fractions is a bit different this time. Okay, because again, if you remember, in partial fractions, variety of questions are there. Just now we have seen denominator we factorized, then those two factors or those two brackets we have kept a divided by plus b divided by, like that. But if you see this one more category of partial fraction application comes, wherein if your denominator has repeated roots, the factors are repeated. Okay, till now no such problems were solved. Now this question, if you observe, the denominator has this square power, means 1 minus 3Z inverse, and one more time 1 minus 3Z inverse, 2 times. So power if you add, it will become 2. So power, these factors are repeated roots are there. That time how to solve the Z transform. Okay, now observe numerator power, it is -2, denominator if you together take it, here Z inverse, Z inverse, Z inverse 3 times, Z raised to -3. So directly we can apply the partial fractions. First condition applies. So x of Z is equal to, so whatever this value is there, a by 1 bracket plus b by 1 more bracket plus c by this complete square. Remember, this is a type of typical partial fraction problem where the roots are repeated. That time one bracket as it is. Now second and third, one time you take single, next time you take the square. Whatever may be these inside values, first time you take single, next time you take square. Now with this, try to solve this. Just multiply both sides LHS and RHS by this denominator part, so that only you are left with numerator. What is that? Numerator is this. You will be left with only this much, is equal to a into, this will cancel out of these two, this will cancel with this, you are left with this, plus b into, out of these two, one power will cancel with this, one more power of this will exist, and this you can just put a bracket and multiply and expand and check, no issues. I have written it directly, plus c into, if you multiply these two with this, these two terms will go, this will remain. I have written as it is. Now just check, we will go in steps. Okay, first try to make, here you may get some just difficulty, because if you want to make, if you substitute Z inverse as 1 by 3, assume this will also become 0, this will also become 0. Okay, that's what I have done in the first case. I have calculated C. If you substitute Z inverse as 1 by 3, two values gets 0. We will get two zeros because this bracket is common in both. So two unknowns will become 0. C we can get it directly. Substitute that. Just substitute LHS, Z inverse as 1 by 3, Z inverse as 1 by 3 whole square. then both a and b will be 0. C, just solve it, you will get c equal to 2. Now next time, if you make how to now proceed further. There is a simple steps. Naturally, when we go for any substitutions, even you might have observed in your mathematics, we generally go for substitution with 0, 1, minus 1. These are the natural values which will give us the unknown values. Okay, so just with the trial and error, what we'll do, we'll put z inverse as 0 generally. Okay, we are not making anything 0. What we are doing, we are simply substituting z inverse 0 with the trial and error. If we do that, just check, these two are 0, you will be left with 4. 4 is equal to a plus b plus c. That's it. A plus b plus c, and c just now we have got 2. So we have got one equation here, a plus b equal to 2. Now, next time, if you just check, substitute z inverse as 1, because see, we have two unknowns and a single value. Two unknowns and single equation, so you can't solve it, you need simultaneous equations. So to get one more equation of such kind, what we will do, just like how we put z inverse as 0, we'll go for one more just random value. Say z inverse is equal to 1, you can take minus 1. Naturally 0, 1, minus 1, we prefer like this. Okay, so substitute z inverse as 1. Put z inverse as 1. 4 minus 3 plus 3 into 1 square is equal to a into bracket, substitute 1, 1, 1, 1 everywhere. Okay, I have substituted that. Anyway, I am sharing these slides with you, you can just go through them. Then 4, these two cancels, a into 4 b, and if you solve it, you will get this as your second equation. Now, using these two equations, simultaneous equations, just use equation 1 and 2, solve them. You will get a and b values. How to solve them? Just take these coefficients. I have taken coefficients 1 and 4. I have cross multiplied them, so that 4a plus 4b is equal to 8, and 1 into 4, 1 into 6, 1 into minus 2, as it is. Equation will be same. Second equation, first equation multiply by 4. Just take any coefficients. You can take 1 and minus 6 also and cross multiply. So if you solve it, b and a values you get. Once you get those values, finally x of z will be equal to these three brackets, a plus b plus c, these three brackets. Now the important part comes. Okay, if you observe this third term, it has a bracket. Okay, so how to solve this bracket, we will see, because first two directly you can do it, 1 by 1 minus alpha z inverse, 1 by 1 minus alpha z inverse, directly you can do. But third term has a square. Let's see that third term, how we will solve it. Now in order to use this, we have this, just try to remember these two things which we have used in the previous z transform concepts. One is the time shift property. When sequence is shifted by n naught, then your z transform will get multiplied by z raised to minus n naught, one property. And one more, n into alpha raised to n u of n, this z transform is given by alpha z inverse by this whole square. Why we are just remembering this, because this denominator is a square, which our third term is also square. So let us try to use this and this. Okay, now if you see, this is your third term, 2 by 1 minus 3 z inverse whole square. Okay, so if you see, what is alpha? Alpha is 3. Okay, but whether 3 is existing in the numerator, it's not there, so I'll multiply and divide by 3. Then next time, if you just observe this, you have z inverse at the numerator. Okay, you don't have here, so I will multiply z raised to minus 1 and z raised to plus 1, because if you multiply these two, z raised to 0, no issues. So multiply and divide by z. Okay, now you can club these things, 3 z inverse and 1 minus 3 z inverse square, and remaining 2 z raised to 1 and 3, keep it outside. Only this much you club. And this clubbed part, if you observe, this is what? N into alpha raised to n u of n. So n into alpha is 3 raised to n u of n. Okay. This is over. Okay. Now one more z is remaining here. What we readjusted the third term. After readjustment, for this part we have applied this property. Okay, n into alpha raised to n u of n. But z raised to 1 is extra term. So for this z raised to 1 extra term, we will apply time shift property. When your z transform gets multiplied by z power, it means time gets shifted. So for that, we have already got for this n 3 raised to n u of n. Z raised to 1 means it is shifted by plus 1. Okay. If you just observe, z raised to minus n naught is here minus n naught. So if it is z raised to plus 1 means n is shifted by 1 amount. So n plus 1, 3 raised to n plus 1, u of n plus 1. So we have made use of two properties. One is time shift. This is, I think, scaling in z domain we call it. Okay. N into alpha raised to n u of n. With these two properties, the third term we got like this, and remaining first two terms you know already. Okay. Alpha raised to n u of n, alpha raised to n u of n. Alpha is minus 2 and 3, because if you observe, here it is plus. So minus of minus 2, and this is 3 directly. And why we are making use of u of n? Because it is right handed. The sequence is right handed. Greater outside the circle. ROC is outside the circle. So these two first two are okay, you can do it. But for the third term, why this plus 1 shift got and why n term got? Because of these use of these two properties, because denominator has a square. Okay. So I hope you understood this problem also. We will continue further the ninth problem in the next class. Hopefully you have understood today's 2-3 problems. The next problem also, if you see, it is also similar, where the roots are repeated. We will again try in the same way. This is also very simple. You can even try this at home as a homework. uh, the same repeated roots. The eighth problem which I have solved here, I have shown you how to solve. Similar concept you can apply. A by the first bracket plus B by single and C by square. That's what you can split. Then with the partial fraction method you get. Finally, just like how we applied time shift and this property, try to apply for the third term. Whatever C you get, after that try to apply that for the third term. So hopefully try this as a homework, this problem, and ROC is given greater than 1. So outside the circle, simple multiply final answer x of n by u of n. Okay. But let us see if you can try and post it in the group, the solution. Whether it is right or wrong, please try to post it in the group. Anyhow, in the next class I will just show you how to solve this. Okay. Thank you.